I don't. Let's never do this again. Okay.
Don't play with it, don't be the sign.
What up? It's your girl Elle, and welcome to Elle's World, where you can find anything from beauty to comedy to advice. I know, guys, I haven't been on this good old YouTube here for a very long time. I get it, I understand. But, we're back now. So updates. Since we're just now getting back, I went through a time period where my phone got damaged. I don't know how. We were just dealing with a green screen, and then it completely went black. I did all the things, tried to let it die, see if it'll rejuvenate itself, did all the things. And did it work? No. And it took forever for me to get a new one. Okay? If you ever have FedEx sending you your phone, don't do it. Don't do it, especially if you're at an apartment complex, because they will jack you up multiple times. Let me tell you. So let me tell you how bad FedEx had me messed up in my apartment complex. Okay, not only me, my mother, the whole family had us messed up. Okay, first of all, around Christmas time, my sister ordered me like some shoes and some other like clothes and stuff. I never got it. And who was it sent by? FedEx. Don't know what happened to it. Apparently, we disappeared. Okay, and my lashes and my glasses are just not cooperating today, but that's okay. Next, my mom ordered popcorn. Okay, my mom had to reorder this popcorn 3 or 4 times to get the box she was supposed to get. Keep that in mind. We have a package center in our mailbox area. She got 2 boxes of popcorn that she was supposed to have already had from when she reordered it and ordered it the first time. Those showed up yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I picked it up yesterday. And this is after she had already received a 3rd box, and that's the one that she actually got, and she only got it because she had sent it somewhere else to be picked up. And not only that, I don't know when she ordered that popcorn. Maybe May? No, not May. Girl, May isn't even here yet. But I think she ordered that popcorn in February or March? It's April. How is she just now getting it? FedEx, count your freaking days. Moving on to the next. So yeah, been going through it. I also declined the job that I was supposed to be getting. They said that they were going to do like background checks and did not get back to me in a timely manner. So I declined the job that was supposed to be hiring me. Today's video, I'm going to be doing my nails while we have a little discussion poo about something that is typically, sorry guys, I have to fix my glasses because these lashes are really not being nice to me on top of behind my glasses. But anyway, we're gonna have a little discussion poo. This is going to be a very hard video for me, but it's gonna help some people, so we're just gonna go ahead and get over it and do it. So I need some of y'all to let me know down in the comments if you have ever been diagnosed with any sort of abnormality or any issues so far. Like, everybody knows about autism spectrum, everybody knows about Downs and all these other things that have like learning impairments and a neurodiverse person. Okay, those are like big heavy hitters that everybody knows. Well, I am here to kind of let you guys know. If you caught my other videos, then you've probably already been privy to this. I, when I was 13 years old, was diagnosed with Turner syndrome. So we're actually gonna get into what that is and how it has affected me over years and years and years and years. Because I'm 27 now and I got diagnosed when I was 13, so it's been a while. And we're gonna do that while we are putting on nails. Y'all know I have had this pack same pack of nails for I do not know how long, yet here we are, still able to put these on. I've worn them, my sister has worn them, and we still going strong. Yeah, okay. But I think I forgot my buffer, so we're gonna go ahead and go get that. So okay, so found it. But yeah, so first I'm gonna go ahead and buff and make these nails nice and rough so the press-ons will actually stick. And I gotta open the box. But I was diagnosed at 13 years old, and give you a little backstory about how I was diagnosed. My mother noticed at 13 that I had not gone through anything a teenager was supposed to go, a teenage girl in particular was supposed to go through at 13 years old. Aunt Flo hadn't come to visit. I was still way too short for the way, um, the for my age, and I just my mom was worried just because I hadn't just gone through, you know, basic puberty, let alone grown any, and I still looked like I was, a little kid. So she was super, super worried. I need to roughen up this, but I don't have anything to roughen it up. And she sent me to the doctor and told them, like, hey, my daughter's 13 years old and she hasn't gone through puberty. She hasn't done anything as far as having a growth spurt. And I need y'all to, if you could, like, maybe run some tests or something, then it would be helpful. So that's what they did. They took my blood, they measured me and things like that. And so they took my blood, measured me and things like that. And come to find out, they came back and told me, hey, you have this thing called Turner syndrome. And Turner syndrome, for those of you that don't know, because this is kind of a learning, kind of a learning experience, and me kind of telling my story so people know more about it. Turner syndrome is actually a chromosomal disorder where a girl, usually, for the most part, it only affects girls. It is not really anything that can be passed down to male children, and you get it from your dad. So my dad had the gene, and guess what? Here I am today. Okay. Well, what happens is the girl is missing one of the X chromosomes in her actual organs. I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube, but in the chromosomes that make up her gender, for a more internet friendly word, make up her gender. Sorry, I kind of lost track of my train of thought while I was trying to like get the bottle open. But you miss one of the X chromosomes that you're supposed to have, and so everything that's supposed to grow on you does not. So anything from growing a chest area to growing hips and just growth spurts in general, your girl didn't have any of that happen. Okay, didn't have any of that happen. Kind of did because I got a little help, but naturally, none of that stuff was happening to me as it should have. I know that I am not over there, so the fact that the wind just blew that door shut, and I'm here by myself. I'm unsettled. Okay, but anyway, um, I can't have kids at 13 years old. No, I'm not thinking about it because I'm not old enough to actually have to think about it yet. But it definitely was something I thought about as time went on. I'm like, wait a minute, you wanted to have kids. You might want to, you might want to start thinking about that. Thinking about the fact that they think you can't. Right? Right. But, so when they told me that, I kind of, brushed it off because I was only 13 years old and was listening to the other things that could potentially become a problem because of my diagnosis. Another part of my diagnosis that they kind of talked about that made a lot of things that happened in my life make sense was the fact that they said that Turner syndrome patients, if you go and you do your research, Turner syndrome patients have issues with spatial learning. Spatial learning, like um, I'm trying to think of a good example that I had. I had issues learning kids that have spatial learning disabilities. They have issues sometimes with math, which I did. So when they started talking about learning disabilities and things like that, I didn't think that it was because anything was wrong. I didn't know that I there was this thing that I had going on that made math harder than it was supposed to be. Um, I thought, like anybody else thought, I thought your girl was just not good at math. So that was something I kind of put the pieces together and started thinking about because, you know, they started telling me, well, this. And then for my mom, too, a lot of things started making sense. And she was like, oh, well, Turner's patients also have eye problems and things like that. And my mom, she used to tell this story all the time where she would tell people that she didn't know that um, I had vision issues until she didn't know I had vision issues until I was in about third grade. And this was years after being a toddler and a child that sat so close to the TV, you know, sat so close to the TV, would step in front of the TV and literally watch the TV, standing in front of everybody, and everybody would have to be like, "Hello, you're not made of glass. Move out of the way." Well, my mom and me, because I was a child, did not think anything of it because, I never said anything. Nobody ever noticed it. I was a pretty easygoing kid. Didn't raise any red flags, so nobody even thought to think that anything was a problem or anything was wrong. So my mom was talked to by my third grade, I believe it was my third grade teacher. She called my mom in and said, "Hey, you might want to get Ayana's eyes checked because I noticed that she can't. She has to sit really close to the board in class, and she can't. And I'm starting to recognize that she can't see the information on." Really, y'all, she has the most bad manners. Okay, I love you, and I know I've taught you better than that. This is a black household. We don't do that. Okay. But yeah, the teacher brought it to my mom's attention, like, "Hey, I'm looking at the way she does work in class and what she does in class. She's not a bad kid, but I've kind of recognized the fact that she cannot. It seems to be that she can't see well enough to complete her work. So, like, can you might want to go ahead and go figure that out, homie." So we did, and that was third grade. Was the first time that I had been taken to go get a pair of glasses. And when they diagnosed me with Turner syndrome, that turned out to be another thing that was caused because your girl had a little chromosomal disorder. Okay, didn't know it, but hey, here we are now. And there's a lot of little things. Sorry, y'all. There's a lot of little things that just kind of started, like I said, started clicking because I now could put a name to what was going on with me. And another, oh, hold on, let me match this up. I think this is, hold on. I think this is a good match. Okay, cool. Yep, So I'm gonna tell you guys a mini story. By the way, I've started my second hand. Sorry. I'm gonna tell you guys a mini story inside of the story of me finding out that I have Turner syndrome. And this was after I think I was in about either ninth or 10th grade. So it was kind of around the same time that I found out, or like not too far after I found out. This wasn't too far down the line. This is like literally one of the only times that uh, my diagnosis of Turner syndrome had ever made me kind of feel like the 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 museum piece that everybody was looking at, or like the weird person in the room. Uh, and this was after. This is actually after my diagnosis. I don't think I told you guys this yet, but after my diagnosis, they gave me the option to take growth hormones, and estrogen, which I didn't take the estrogen, which I really should have, and I don't know if I still can. You know, it's been a while since I've been to the doctor for Turner's, or have had a Turner syndrome update. So I definitely do need to do that. Um, but this was pretty soon after the diagnosis, and went back to school. Uh, got to go back to normal somewhat, and as a day in biology where you went over genetics and things like that. Punnett squares, and you get this amount from your dad, this amount from your mom, and this X and Y makes you a boy, X and X makes you a girl, all that good stuff. So it was around that point in the year for biology. So nothing in my brain said this is something that you need to worry about, or this is something that you should probably, think about while you're in school. Because, like I said, nothing had changed, nothing was different. Nobody could tell what was going on with me on the outside. So, what did I do? I kept it to myself. Well, it just so happens that, bless my teacher's heart, she did not know before this presentation or before this lesson plan. I didn't tell anybody. So, no, so we didn't tell the school or anything like that. So, when I when we were doing it, it just so happens that she had Turner syndrome on the list of things that happens when on the list of genetic mutations, shall we say. I think that's how she put it. I don't remember. It's been years. But pretty much had it on the list of disorders to talk about for this section, right? I mentally freak out when I see that because nobody else knows, but I know. I know that I've got diagnosed with Turner syndrome. I know that I'm not normal. So my insides are freaking out, but I'm sitting and I'm listening and kind of learning about myself, which is kind of cool. But pretty much sitting there, I'm gonna let this play out. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna learn like everybody else. Well, that is until they get to showing pictures of of really severe cases of Turner syndrome where there is no hiding it. There is no um, the physical attributes are blatant. Like you can see it as soon as you like look. So, I, as teenagers do, I hear the sniggling and giggling in the back of me while this class is going on. And I sit there and I hear it 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 some more. Well, my little I am so tired of people being immature brain, okay, gets up, raises their hand, and goes, I hope y'all don't think all Turner syndrome looks like that, because it doesn't. I know because I have it. Whole classroom goes silent. Complete silence. Yo, even the teacher is looking like, oh, dang it, what have I done? Poor thing, like I said, she didn't know that I had it, so she is sitting there dumbfounded like everybody else in the classroom. Like everybody else in the classroom. Okay? We recuperate and keep going to everybody's shock and awe. We keep going. Everybody drops the situation. And on my way out of the class, my teacher stops me and goes, "Hey, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I was just kind of, over the whole thing. It's not your fault. It's not nobody's fault. I'm fine. Honestly, truly, I'm okay." Well, that should have been the end of it, right? You would think that that was the end of it. Everybody realized that they're talking about somebody, and somebody that actually is dealing with that um, genetic disorder is sitting in the classroom with them. Okay, let's all shut up. Let's kind of, chill a little bit. Let's not be rude. You would think that. No, 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 and no. Okay? And not to say that I went through all 4 years being made fun of for it, but this one thing happened after that just, I never spoke of it again. I was just like, you know what? I'm done. So, if y'all don't know, I was being raised in Houston, Texas. Raised in the Atascocita Humble area. You get used to running in the same circles with people, right? Um, Kids follow you from elementary school all the way up to high school, and then sometimes even in college when you're in Texas. There was a lot of kids that went to the same college as I did too, and I've been knowing them for years. So, um, being that, it stands to reason that there was kids that went from class to class with me, right? One of said kids, I'm gonna call him Max. I don't know why. That's just the name that popped into my head. Max was one of those kids that went to from classroom to classroom with me for a good portion of my day. I would see him at least 3 class periods out of the day. Like that's how much in the same rotation we were in. So he just so happens to have another class with me, and this was after biology. So I'm sitting in the class with him, and he's sitting like almost directly behind me, and he said, "Yeah, what you want? Hey, what's up?" He goes, "Hey, so you really had that thing that we was talking about in class?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" "So you can't have kids?" "Sir, why are you asking me this question? By the way, these are done." In a cut with my twin, we be vibing. So he touched me and said, "Hey, so you can't have kids?" "Sir, why are you asking me that question? PSA, if you find out that somebody has some sort of disorder or something, some sort of health thing going on with them, do not ask them stupid questions like this. Okay? It's weird. It's weird. Out of all the things you could have heard, that's the thing that you heard. Then again, he was a teenage boy, so they're not really thinking up here or using this up here. So anyway, I turned around and said, as far as I know right now, no. Dang, I wish I was like you. I immediately turned around and just sat in my chair like, if you don't back up and go away. Go away. I don't let's never do this again. Okay? Which really I think it was just a case of, like I said, little boys being stupid, because he wasn't mean to me like that. He wasn't mean. Somebody that just like made my life a living HE double hockey sticks all up in the hallways of the school. No, but it was quite uncomfortable to be asked that question. So, that is pretty much my story of things that I have dealt of me having Turner syndrome, things that I have dealt with because of Turner syndrome. You know, the whole in and out. Before I peace out with y'all, I just want to say number one, thank you guys for being here, and I'm super, super, super glad that we have a really, really close knit, thing going here. There's 26 of y'all in here so far. And I love every single one of y'all. I hope you guys tune in. I hope you guys enjoy it. I love making these videos. And please drop all of your stories down in the comments if you've gone through something, if you have any sort of help, anything that you are just ready to talk about. And with that being said, I really, really, really thank you guys for being here today. I'm going to go ahead and put my socials up here. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. I dropped some new photos on Instagram to kind of mimic the Euphoria aesthetic. I had a lot of fun with it. I did it in my house with this camera that I'm on right now. So go ahead and go check that out. Also, make sure you keep up with your girl. And I think that is, make sure you hit the like, the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. And I think that's it for this video. I love you guys. Bye.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty.